Here we are. Once again, we're going to be doing some wedge work, working on the long game, some changes I have in the long game, and just testing this out, see how it goes. You guys can chime in at any point. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, and we will go from there. All right. We don't need this right now. And we're going to move up a little closer to the green, since I will be working that. All right. Don't forget, if you see something you like here, hit the subscribe, hit the like, thumbs up, all that good stuff, and away we go. So again, using this, you probably can't see it today because I've adjusted the camera a little bit, is a yoga wedge, just to avoid coming a little bit too shallow on these. What I'm trying to do today is learn how to hit shallow spinners, or I shouldn't say shallow spinners, low spinners. And how that happens is the ball gets its spin from going up these grooves, but also through that tension in those grooves and that spin, it keeps the ball low. So it's not from club being open, you'd think shoots up in the air. That's not true. It hits these grooves, catches them, and it's going to be a lower flight with higher spin. So ideally I want to hit about a 55 spin loft and launch the ball about 30 degrees is what I'm trying to do. And the instructor that I went to, great instructor, said, you know, there's no magic formula. Putting it in the back of your stance, putting it in the middle of your stance, you got to play around with that to see then what numbers come from doing those things. Ideally, it is going to be in the middle to towards the back, somewhere in that vicinity, but there's no like hard fast, and if somebody tells you that it's hard and fast, they're full of it. Hit the pin there. That one didn't get the spin loft. It only launched at about 24 degrees, which is low. Sometimes it's not going to register on the GC quad when it uses these right here, these little stickers. But when there's something behind it or the light hits it at a certain angle, it doesn't pick it up. So that one was at 28.56. That was pretty good. I'd take that. Ideally, you know, these shots are for, you want a good lie. The ball, you want it to be clean. You want a ball that's not going to be a hard ball, more of a spinning type ball. Your Pro V1s, your Pro Vs, Pro V1Xs, I mean. Something like that to allow then it to create some spin. So I do open the club face a little bit, and that's to allow it to get a little bit more up the grooves. Again, 2957 spin loft. I'm happy with those numbers. I'd like to get the spin closer to 6,000, and it's just going to take some time working this new shot, trying something different. Now, if you see, this is how I'm setting up to the ball. Basically, right at my belt buckle. The ball is either, you imagine the ball right below the buttons in your shirt or a hair behind them. I know that you can't see that from this angle that I have on right now. So that one, what was the spin on that? 48. So it dropped. That was definitely not what I'm looking for. Again, 59 spin loft, backspin was only 48.80. So that's 500 less revs on those last two. Spin loft 63, 52 on that one. So we'll switch up clubs here. I'll go over to a lob wedge now. 60-degree lob wedge, as you can see. I mean, go ahead, chime in, put comments below. Tell me what you think, how you do this shot. If you do it a little differently. Maybe some tips for others, tips for myself, who knows. So right now I'm just getting the kind of the feeling of the shot. You do want to try and land this part of the, you don't want to land this part down, you want to actually land this part down onto the ground. So 58.29, like that a little bit more than those low 50s or even 40s. It's 55 right there. So basically, every one of my practice sessions or recently within the last year, I've tried to start out hitting short game shots. By getting that out of the way, that's the one area that a lot of people don't want to practice, and that's a very important area. You should start there. Spend some time over on the short game area, if your course has one, or even when you're warming up on the range, hit some shots. I watched Jordan Spieth play at a tournament we had here. I live right beside TPC Southwind, and I'd say he was at the range for about a half hour. Of that half hour before he went out and played, he hit 20 minutes almost of just wedges, different lengths. It just shows you how important that is. Now I could tell that one, I didn't nip it. Tell me how you guys practice. Put in the comments how, you're going out to practice for a little while. Do you practice? Do you practice a short game? How much? Or do you just head right over to and bash some balls on the range? Now that one, you could see, 46, dropped almost 1,000 revs. Launched higher. That one will not stop on the green as well, definitely. And the distance control will be much harder. When you have the higher spins, your distance control will be that much better. That's an important tidbit. Didn't get that one. Okay. That was probably out of the... There we go. Again, 48, launched high. Go back to this club. This is a 55 degree. I use this as my all-arounder around the greens. Second most used is my lob. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Some people switch every single shot. Some people have a club they like going to. So again, 56, but the backspin was and it was 9 degrees down. You want ideally between, I think, 8 and 12, somewhere in there, because it all relates then to the other numbers. And I'm just testing different things that, might get a certain feeling in to get me to move down a little bit more or come across it a little bit more. The one right now, I'll do this one, is more of a, if you think about on the way back, going down with this front shoulder. I want to hit a little hard. And again, if I'm practicing for a feel, I'm going to do a lot of rote, where it's this, I'm hitting the same shot over and over. However, if I'm trying then to ingrain it to move over to the course, I will change distances, change clubs, just like you would on the course. This is going to be my last one, and then I'm going to move over to a full swing change that I'm working on. That one was probably one of the worst I hit, but it's all right. It happens. It's golf. This, I am going to collect some of these golf balls. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. All right, now that's what this is for. It's to work on what I'm working on for my full swing. And I'm going to move it back a little bit. I hit my just at 100 yards, just so I can have something to go at. And in this one, I'm going to be using my 7-iron. And 7-iron, why I use this is it's nice. It's one of the clubs it's kind of right in that mid-iron. I feel it translates both to your short ends and your longer irons. And your driver as it slowly works its way into your swing. Now, what I had problems with before is coming down and then turning through the ball too fast and then coming out with a chicken wing. So what I'm trying to do is swing out like this, even though my swing comes down actually inside to out, and then I pull it hard that direction. So I am going to be going out that direction, overly exaggerated, and you'll say, well, you can't play like that. That's true, but I'm making it so I can feel this change that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, let's move this right there, 112. Like I said, go ahead, you can I'm going to plug this computer in. I thought I had already. Tell me how you practice when you're making a swing change. Like I said, this is a pursuit of golf. Everybody's here, this community, we're working together. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? Everybody can learn and something new. So I'm putting it in, I'm going to put it right going through my kind of bicep and probably out, I'd say 1.5 to 2 feet, somewhere in that area. And then I'm just going to, like this, go up to the top and then swing like that. Kind of hold the finish so you can feel it. And you're going to see that, you know, it's easy when there's no ball there to do these things. So I even have to an intermediate step, and you can do, you know, tees if you're out on the range. I have these little sponge balls. And I'll hit maybe one or two of these before I try and hit a ball with that same feeling. I might even hit swing the club with my eyes closed, working on this feeling. It just depends. I mean, you want to keep your practice as interesting too and fun, because going and beating balls, I know, is just it gets monotonous. Now I can feel that my hands were doing a lot there to avoid this, because my eyes were closed that time. My guess is if I swing with my eyes open, I won't be doing so much, but with the eyes closed, I could really feel it. Nope. And just like that, you hit that's why it's there. You hit it on the side like that. You know, that's why you set up stations like that. That's why you practice, because your body is used to doing it the wrong way. So let me set this up again. Let's try it again. If you can't do it without a ball there, and if you can't do it with this, then you're not going to be able to do it with a golf ball. Again, the mind is going with that one. And this is why, you practice and you put your ego aside and you do what you can. But you can't get discouraged. I know that's for a fact. I'm noticing now that the guys are hardly seeing where that ball is. And I don't like that. So move this out a little bit more. All right. That's 3 in a row. So what I would do is move over to just brushing the ground. I'll even try a ball here. One thing, and I should have said this before that last one, is don't wait, and I waited too long. Don't wait in between your practice and then to go. Because your body starts like within milliseconds losing what it just learned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing one like this. And just go. Still didn't get it right. But that's why I'm here practicing. Have you guys ever struggled to make an adjustment? Another thing to do is slow it down. You know, if you can't do it at 100%, okay, that's fine. Let's try it at 50%. If I'm going to hit a 50-yard shot, and I'm not saying that was 100%, but let's go down and say I'm hitting 50 yards. That's all the further. Again, I want to do it without it. Hurry up and do it. Just 50 yards. So that one, I'm even having trouble doing it 50. That's how ingrained the old system is. And that's all right. By struggling here and really making it difficult on yourself here, it's going to be easier than to transfer over, because you're making yourself uncomfortable. In the uncomfortable comes the change. I forgot one other thing that might help me. This is another little tip. Is to go like this. You don't want it to touch. See if we can do it with a ball. Again, trying to do it not at 100%. And now, since I waited so long, I'm going to reprime. My wife's going to love that one. So not yet. Like I said, it's a work in progress. It's why I'm here. And I'm not afraid to do it in front of you guys and show you that You know, in order to get good at golf, sometimes your ego you got to put aside. All right. That's all the time I have for today. I hope you guys liked watching what was going on, and hopefully we can get this game better for all of us. I had some crooked shots today. That's all right. Don't forget to subscribe and to thumbs up if you liked it, and leave some comments, good or bad. Let's hear them.